the fire trucks and things still out there when you came in?
No, they were all pulling away. Do you know where they
Yeah,
was at? I couldn't
Kokomo
even
Skinner
go.
told me that there was a fire alarm at the
Probably should have, yeah.
What?
parking garage.
Oh, with a parking garage. Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
Scott, it wasn't like a medical emergency, the wires.
I thought maybe it was
said
somebody up and wanted it. You
We
know,
decided it was,
If you're gonna deal with it.
we decided it was probably a skateboarder.
Deal with it, it's the,
well,
Don't know.
I know it, and an older person could have fell.
It's true.
Or somebody could just wiped out from a medical issue.
Yeah.
You can tell where I work, can't you?
You can tell where I work.
year normally, I mean, I was doing it pretty fast. So I assume
My life
it's
is
kinda like
teenagers, some that are a little unruly.
Well, I teach twice a month out at Lewis Cass.
Do you really?
I teach community service to the kids and to get involved in their communities and to, yes, and how they can make a difference.
I need you. You do that twice a week?
Twice a month.
Oh, twice a month? Do
I
you
do
want
it
to
this
come to
Friday
Kokomo High
again.
School?
4 and 5.
But I teach them to, you know, the little programs and
What
little
age?
things they can do. I have high school.
Are they regular kids or special needs kids?
No, they're regular. Regular.
Like, I want you to come to my transition classes. They're their special kids that really aren't. They're going on to work. Our goal is to make them productive members of our
Section
community.
1 half dozen.
But, like, to think they're all gonna sit on social security or disability their whole lives grates my skin. Like, so I wanna empower them as much as possible to
Yes.
contribute.
We just started Project Access, just started a new program.
No,
Well, it's kind of like I got, since I've been on the board 8 years, I knew the history, I knew where we've been, I knew where we wanted to go. So when they knew the director, I just, I just took off running. And one of the new programs is that we partnered with the Lions Club in going into the schools for the first and fifth grade. And we test them for glasses. Well, last week, we went into a school, we tested 322 kids in 2.5 hours. 81 did not pass the
That'd be my
eye test.
condition.
We partnered with them because there was nobody ever picking up that difference. And so we're gonna make sure every one of those kids get glasses. Yes, we went to Eastern, we go to Northwestern next week.
Really? Did you go to any of the Kokomo?
We want to, we wanna get into
Okay, it's
this.
5 o'clock. I would like to call this November the 9th meeting of the Planning Commission to order.
Would be amazing.
I would ask you to turn off your cell phones or any other devices so not to disrupt the meeting. Anyone wishing to address the board, please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. The first thing on the agenda is the approval of minutes from October 12th.
Move to approve. Second.
Any questions, comments, or concerns on the minutes? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The minutes are approved. Director Sheehan.
Mr. President, we have 4 continuances tonight.
Okay.
So I'll let everyone know those, so that way, if you're here for that case, you will know that it will not be heard tonight. The first case is case P26Z21, petition of Phoenixville Associates LP. Their request is a change of zone classification. This is at 515 East Southway Boulevard. This is the old Ruby Tuesday. So if anyone is here for that case, it will not be heard tonight. It will be heard at the December meeting. The next case is case P27Z21, petition of Harold Harvey requesting is change the zone classification. This is at the southeast corner of 400 South. That case will not be heard tonight. The advertising was not correct. So that will be heard at the next meeting. And case P07-A-21, petition of Tripp Engineering requesting development plan approval for Boulevard Health. This is at 1937 West Boulevard. They have asked for this to be removed from the agenda, and they will just let us know when it needs to come back on. We'll be more than happy to hear the case at that time. And also case P11P21, it is the primary and final plat for the 1937 West Boulevard that we just talked about. That's going to be heard at the next meeting in December. So if you're here for any of those 4 cases, case P26Z21, P27Z21, P07-A-21, or case P11-P-21, those cases will not be heard tonight. And also, Mr. President, I think we ought to be sure and make a statement that we normally have 9 voting members. We only have 6 present tonight because of conflicts and vacations. So we just want the public to know, anyone who has a case before you, it does take 5 votes to move that case along. So if you would prefer to be heard before a full board, you can certainly make that known when you come to the microphone, and you can be heard in the December meeting. I leave that entirely up to the petitioners, but it is something that we want to let everybody know. You have to have 5 of the 6 members voting yes. So with that being said, Mr. President, the first case tonight is case P 24-Z-21. It's a petition of Nolan Sandberg requesting the Kokomo City Planning Commission petition recommended the Kokomo Common Council for a change of zone classification from M2 general multifamily residential to C2 medium to large scale general commercial. This is at 2904 South Albright Road.
Can I have a motion, please?
Move to approve.
Can I have a second? Excuse me.
Second.
Please go.
Boyd Kunkel, 420 West Mulberry.
Give us a brief summary and then we'll go on down.
Say again.
Give us a brief summary and then we'll go from there.
We're wanting to build storage units at 2904 South Albright Road. Approximately 100 units.
100 units?
Yeah, that was the number I heard today.
Any questions from the board before we have staff report? Director Sheeling?
Staff report for case P 24-Z-21. Nolan Sandberg of Sandberg Holdings LLC has requested a change in zone classification for the addresses listed above. This location will be utilized as mini storage facility. Joining property uses and zonings are to the north, M2 multifamily residential, to the south, M2 multifamily and R3 medium density residential, to the east, M2 multifamily residential and R3 medium density residential, and to the west, R2 low density residential. According to the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map, the property shown below is located in an area proposed for low density residential, which is an area designed for single family housing below a density of 3 units per acre. Typical low housing would be single family detached homes. Land use goals to encourage orderly and responsible development to promote health, safety, and quality of life of residents in the City of Kokomo while maintaining Kokomo as a leading community for affordable housing. Relevant land use objectives are to encourage adequate land for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. Designate specific districts in the community suitable for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. The goal of the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Transportation Map is to enhance connections throughout the city for improved safety, function, and efficiency for all modes of transportation, including vehicular, bicycle, and pedestrian networks. According to the transportation map, this area of West Alto Road is defined as a major collector. This street is designed to facilitate the collection of traffic from local streets. Also, it provides circulation within neighborhoods and convenient ways to reach arterial streets. The traffic count for this area of South Albright Road is 5,661 cars per day. This is from Lincoln Road to Southway Boulevard. The requested zoning change is compatible with the adjoining zoning districts listed above, except for R2 and R3. Therefore, the staff desires that the board forward their own recommendation to the Kokomo Common Council based on the information presented by the petitioner.
Any questions from the board now that we've had staff report? Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P24Z21, please signify by saying aye.
No.
Unopposed? The motion is approved. It now goes to the city council.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Did you get me as a no?
Beg your pardon?
Did you get me as a no?
No, excuse me.
So was it a little bit, I'm sorry.
Did you get me as a no on that?
No, I did not get you as a no. Director Sheeling.
Ms. Barker? We have to call for a roll.
Yes.
Yes? Ms. Stover?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Mr. Jefferson is after, Danielle?
No.
No. Mr. Besser,
Yes.
and Mr. Pike.
Yes.
Okay. Passes 5-1.
Motion has been approved. It now goes to the city council.
Thank you.
Sorry, Danelle, I did not hear you. Director Sheehan.
Yes, next case, Mr. President, is case P25-Z-21, the petition of Paul Wyman requesting the Kokomo City Plan Commission petition recommended the Kokomo Common Council for a change in zone classification from AR agricultural residential in the GOOL Gateway Office Overlay to C1 small to medium scale general commercial in the Gateway Overlay Office Overlay, and this is at 2035 East 00 North South.
Move for approval?
Second.
If someone here to present this case, please step forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Wyman, 1533 West Lincoln Road, Kokomo, Indiana. So the request we have before you tonight, as you heard, is to have a rezoning accomplished to C1 small to medium scale. The purchaser of this property plans to open up a coffee shop. As you know, there's a lot of growth and commercial growth heading out toward the bypass in this area, and with Championship Park being out there now, they feel this would be a great business opportunity for them. It's going to be a drive-through only. They will have the opportunity to go inside and approach the counter to purchase their coffee, but it's not going to be inside seating. They're going to utilize the existing structure that's there, but obviously sprucing it up and doing those sorts of things. Going to be open Monday through Sunday, and they're going to hire 8 employees at this location. And so they're asking for approval of the zoning just to be consistent with the growth that they're seeing out in that area so that they can place their business at this location.
Any questions from the board?
Would you plan on going a development plan after this to spruce up?
Whatever requirements that the Plan Commission would have in order for them to open, they're going to meet those requirements.
I think the thing that concerns me is a drive-through on gravel. So, I mean, I would incorporate some paving into that plan in some way, shape, or form, so as part of your spruce up.
We can absolutely talk to them about that.
I believe we've already talked to them about that, but you can touch base,
Yep.
Paul, just to make sure.
Sure.
I believe I've already talked to them about at least having the drive-through section paved.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Director Sheehan, staff report, please.
Yes, staff report for case P25-Z-21, Paul Wyman of the Wyman Group on behalf of Wendell and Cindy Gibson is requesting a change in zone classification for the parcels listed above. This location will be utilized as a coffee shop. This parcel is located within the Gateway Office Overlay. Joining property uses to the north, C2 general commercial, to the south, AR agricultural rural residential, to the east, agricultural rural residential, and to the west, C2 medium to large scale general commercial. According to the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map, the property shown above is listed in an area proposed for US 31 Primary Gateway, which is an area that accommodates businesses that need high visibility. Under land use goals to encourage orderly and responsible development, to promote health, safety, and quality of life of residents in the City of Kokomo, while maintaining Kokomo as a leading community for affordable housing. Relevant land use objectives are to encourage adequate land for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. Designate specific districts in the community suitable for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. The goal of the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Transportation Map is to enhance connections throughout the city for improved safety, function, and efficiency for all modes of transportation, including vehicular, bicycle, and pedestrian networks. According to the transportation map, this area of 00 north-south is defined as a major arterial. This is a street with access control, restricted parking, and collects and distributes traffic to and from minor arterials. The traffic count for this area of 00 north-south is 11,626 cars, and that is US 3500 west of Clark Street. The requested zoning change is compatible with all adjacent zoning. Therefore, the staff desires that the board forward a favorable recommendation to the Kokomo Common Council.
Any questions from the board now that we've had staff report? Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P26Z21, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. It now goes to the Common Council.
Thank you very much. Do you know the date of that council meeting by chance?
I do not.
That's okay. I'll look it up. No problem.
I'll get it to you.
No problem.
I'll
Thank
get
you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Director Sheehan?
Okay, the next two items, items 4 and 5, have both been continued. So we'll drop down to item 6. It's case P 28-Z-21. It's petition of Hinkley Development requesting the Kokomo City Plan Commission petition recommended the Kokomo Common Council for a change in zone classification from C2, meaning the large-scale general commercial in the regional center overlay, to PDC2, plan development, and this is property 2900 East Markland Avenue.
Move for approval?
Second.
Is there someone here to present this case?
I sure am. Hi, Betsy Garfield. I'm with Hankey Development Group, and I just really appreciate you guys having us today. I can kind of just give a little bit of an introduction, if you'd like, about kind of what we're doing. And so right now we are.
Could we have your address, please?
Oh yeah, my address is 20983 Stewart Estate Lane, Westfield, Indiana 46074.
All right. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem. Just down the road, just a little bit. But I am part of Hankey Development. We're doing this project. We're really excited to be in Kokomo and Howard County. We're on 31 all the time, so this is something that's kind of near and dear to us after doing so much time with Graham Park down in Westfield. It's an exciting time to see Championship Park lifting off. And now we're really starting to see the interest coming in. So just as a brief background on us, we do a lot of kind of different unique real estate and projects throughout central Indiana, mainly on the north side. We've primarily done a lot of hospitality as well as recreational or golf course residential communities. Down in Westfield, we've done Bridgewater Club in Chatham Hills, which is right on 31 in 191st near Graham Park. Right now, we're also working on a development called Holiday Farms. It's in Zionsville. It's a Pete-Dye golf course and residential community. And something that we always, love to do is we just like to find a lot of unique things. All of our communities are very family-driven. And we attempt to do things year-round. Here, this is kind of the clubhouse at Chatham. We've got basketball and bowling because it gets cold here in Indiana and can't play outside all day. So, and that's kind of, that came after we did Graham Park with the city of Westfield. That was a project that, as I'm sure many of you can relate to, people think you're, kind of just dreamers and not, how can you really bring this to life? And that was something that was just a lot of conviction and a lot of passion and time, and it's now blossomed into something that so many people across this country now know where Indiana is, and certainly Westfield. And so it's experienced tremendous growth. We set out on a mission with the city of Westfield to find different projects throughout the country, see what they're doing. How can we do them better here in Indiana? And that was definitely the case, whether it was backstops being brick, and a lot of those standards were brought to Championship Park and exceeded as well here. And so it's really neat to see what has now come of this area that for so long people thought was, just out in the middle of nowhere. And we've now seen hotels come in. We've seen businesses thrive. We've seen, it's unique. They were talking about a coffee shop. I mean, it's fun to walk into the local barbecue place now in Westfield, and on the front door it says, probably below a little sign about masks or something, it says, no cleats inside. I think it just shows how much that's permeated the community, and it brings people in, and it's kind of a source of pride. And so, as well as just for, youth and adults and, everybody who's using it. These are just some of the examples of the hotels that have now gone in and around the area, as well as there's also a Hampton Inn that's now on 32 that we did not do. But, and then these are also other benefits that, because there's so much, there are so many families and people coming to the park, we've seen a lot of growth, both commercially, residentially, and just visitors as well. So there's a veterinarian center now. There's a Primrose, that top picture is a Primrose Daycare and preschool that's really close to the park. Parents love it. It's close to dropping off their kids and picking up. And then kind of bringing this all full circle, as you guys are probably all well aware, with Championship Park right there off 31 in Markland. It's just beautiful. And for kids and adults to be able to play on those kind of fields, it's really, really special. And I think, from a real estate standpoint, we've seen so many brokers and people like that, oh, well, yeah, we'll go check it out when it's done. We'll check it out when it's done. And now it's neat to be able to send them, not only this past summer, but just send them photos and aerials and see the activity of people pulling in and coming, both from Kokomo and surrounding areas. We had 2 kids staying at neighbors' houses this summer who were in the college baseball league who came and went to your downtown numerous times. And so, it's just neat how, and both of those kids were from Florida and Illinois. So it's just the sports and the youth sports world it has such a big ripple effect. And so before you tonight, we are now starting to see a lot of that activity. And so the PD that we've filed addresses a lot of that anticipated growth and interest. And so I'm here. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys might have. But as you'll see, there have been a lot of things. We want to bring a really high level of architectural standards. We want it to also have some consistency with the park. I think it's important to have that sense of arrival when you come to a place. And so you'll see in there's funny brick specifications, but that's so that it kind of all feels like it's intentional and well thought out. So,
Any questions
thank you.
from the board? Director Sheila, staff report, please.
Yes, staff report for case P28-C-21, Phil Sundling of Hinkey Development is requesting that the parcels listed above be converted to a PD planned unit development. This location will be utilized as a high-end mixed-use commercial development. This parcel was formerly located in the US 31 Gateway Office Overlay, which was rezoned to State Road 931 Regional Overlay Center. The adjoining property uses and zonings are to the north, IS institutional and agricultural, to the south, medium to large scale general commercial and agricultural, rural residential and agricultural. To the east, agricultural, and to the west, park and recreations, and C2, medium to large scale general commercial. According to the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map, the property shown above is located in an area proposed for US 31 Gateway and general commercial. The US 31 primary gateway is an area that surrounds the primary interchange on US 31 and is designated as a primary gateway to Kokomo, and it accommodates businesses that need high visibility. The general commercial is an area that accommodates a wide variety of large and small commercial uses. Typically, this category is for commercial uses that cater to vehicular traffic with high visibility from major roadways. Relevant land use goals are to encourage orderly and responsible development, to promote health, safety, and quality of life for residents in the City of Kokomo, while maintaining Kokomo as a leading community for affordable housing. Relevant land use objectives are to encourage adequate land for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. Designate specific districts in the community suitable for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. The goal of the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Transportation Map is to enhance connections throughout the city for improved safety, function, and efficiency for all modes of transportation, including vehicular, bicycle, and pedestrian networks. According to the transportation map, this area of Veterans Memorial Drive is defined as a local street, which is a street designed primarily to provide access to abutting properties and discourage through traffic. The area count for this road of Veterans Memorial Drive is 1,844. That's the closest traffic count point is Goyer Road. The staff requests that the board forward a favorable recommendation to the Kokomo Common Council.
Any questions from the board? Now we've had staff report.
How many total acres is it?
It's about 35 acres, just shy of that.
And I might just make a quick statement, and TJ, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. I just want to let the board know, especially we have a couple of newer members, a PUD, I could sit here for a half hour and talk about PUDs, but I don't want to waste anybody's time. PUD basically gives the petitioner, gives Hinkie Development some flexibility in how they develop that area. But we also, we did an agreement between the city of Kokomo and Hinkie, and it also gives myself as the Plan Commission Director and the engineering department, it gives us some oversight on the projects too. So it's not like we're just giving them carte blanche and saying, you can come and do whatever you want. That's not what this is about. So I just want to make sure everybody on the board and everybody in the audience understands that.
And it's just important to note that John, Greg, and I all worked together on this PUD and reviewed it thoroughly and made red
Absolutely.
line changes and worked with Phil over here to make sure that it was
Absolutely.
acceptable to at least the board, or I should say the director, and to our approval, so.
Correct.
Any other questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? Please step forward.
I'm Sue Green. I live at 711 South Goya Road. I want to know how this rezoning is going to affect our properties.
It's not changing anything that's already been done.
Okay.
It's not changing, it's not adding more additional property to Championship Park. It's not going
Okay.
to change.
So everything's going out on 31 right now, the way it looked.
Yeah, it's not,
Yeah, it's not
It's
gonna
not going
change
to
where the
affect
field.
us. The park already affected us, but the rest of it's not going to affect us.
right,
Right.
right.
Okay, that's all I need
Okay.
to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the audience? Any questions from the board? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P28Z21, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. It now goes to the Common Council.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Okay, Mr. President, item number 7 has been continued, so we're ready for item number 8. That is case P09-A-21, petition of Pastor Bobby Carter, Mercy Church requesting development plan approval at 3435 West Sycamore Street, and Mr. Johnson is here to represent that case.
I have a motion, please.
Move to approve?
Second.
Please go, Wyatt.
Wyatt Johnson, 555 Market Road. I'm representing Pastor Carter and the church tonight. They want to do an addition. They bought the property that I know as Kokomo Swim Club on Sycamore, and I think it's been an event center for a while. So there's a large building there. They want to add a building to it, and they'll have a connecting kind of a breezeway connection to the existing building. They had tennis courts out there. They're using those for parking area, so they don't need any more parking. And it's really a fairly simple site plan, and I think everything is according to Hoyle.
Any questions from the board?
Change the name.
Everything on plat taken care of?
And they met with the fire department and worked out their issues there.
Yes.
All good?
So, yep.
Yes.
Is there any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P09P21, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Thank you.
Mr. President, this case 9, has been continued, or item 9. So the next item will be item number 10. It's case P12-P-21, petition of Arbor Homes, requesting approval of final plat for Highland Springs, Section 7. This is south of 956 Waterfront Drive and along County Road South 100 East.
Move for approval?
Good evening, please. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Sorry, please go ahead.
Good evening. For the record, Sean Downey, project engineer with Arbor Homes, office located at 9225 Harrison Park Court, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46216. As stated, the petition before you is the approval for a secondary plat, final plat, for Highland Park, or Highland Springs Section 7. It'll be Arbor Homes' first section, kind of jumping in and finishing out the Highland Springs development. This section basically adds 36 lots an additional entrance for the overall development, as well as a large detention pond that will serve the whole development, but also serve our lots that we'll be developing. So we have met with Technical Review Committee and addressed their few comments. So with that, I'd open it up to any questions.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the audience?
So, I got one question. So your new entryway will come off of where?
The new entrance would be off of County Road 100.
And I might add, we did get an email from a gentleman who could not be here tonight, who lives out in that area. And he had a concern about 100 East being a fairly narrow road. So he wanted to know what could be done about that. So I threw all that on John. I forwarded that to John. So John's going to have a discussion with this gentleman and see what can or cannot be done. So I just wanted to let the board know that we did have someone that had that concern, so.
My plan would be basically to let that happen. 36 lots isn't gonna make a huge difference on that road at this time, so it gives us a little bit of time to kind of let that happen organically and work with the developer through the process, so.
Any other questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P12-P121, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything on other business, Director Sheila?
I have no other business tonight, Mr. President, and there is no county meeting, so we do not need a representative.
Next on the agenda is approval of claims.
I move that we approve claims in the amount of $25,849.51.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second for approval of claims. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Claims are approved. Need a motion to?
Adjourn.
All in
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.